What's up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the 2 Comic Club. We're going to do another 2-day recap today, and I want to thank you guys for the feedback on the last video. So I'm going to try to keep them as short as possible, kind of focus mainly on my trading, and if I did do any trades, I'll talk about why I did that, and then I will talk about less about the general market news. I'll just put links in the description. I'll just talk about a couple interesting things here and there and focus on the positions like I did last time. So let's just get into it. So this is for June 6th and June 7th. On June 6th, the stocks as a whole did very well, so I'll post the screenshots like I do. The Dow finished up 346 points and the NASDAQ up 51 points. And really strong standout days for Tesla. They went up $28 a share. And I know you can't see it on the widget, but Boeing had a really good day as well. So they went up $11.40 per share, and I'll talk about a little bit why that happened in a little bit. But I didn't do any trades today on June 6th, so I also didn't do any trades on June 7th, so nothing to talk about there. So let's just go straight into the positions and see who our big winners were. So Tesla was our biggest gainer of the day. Our one call, the 320 strike, went up 26%, $1,500 gain for that one. And then Boeing went up around 29%, $1,164 gain. So those were our best ones. The first 3 pages that you'll notice some of the text again is a little bit bigger, so I actually did calculate the change compared to the previous day. So the bigger text is like the most accurate, and if the stuff I didn't change was accurate enough for it to not be worth changing. So here's the second page. Not much. We had STM Microelectronics and AMD had those calls went up pretty well, but not a large dollar amount. So you can kind of see there AMD went up $219. And STM went about $128. So on the third page, again, not much because it's going to go from biggest to smallest. So Home Depot was our best one on this page, went up about 8%. And then, yeah, that's about it. So I'll briefly show the rest of the pages so you can see. If you want to, pause, you can kind of look at those positions there. Not a lot of movement with these middle ones. And some of these are probably not even correct. But on the last 2 pages, we have our OLED stock went down a little bit. OLED call actually didn't change. Our Roku call didn't change. So really our biggest, let's go to the last page, our worst gainer, because we actually did well this, I don't know if obviously you noticed on the top of the screen, we did pretty well today. We made about $5,300. So there really weren't that many losers. Amazon, we lost $400 with them, but that was pretty much it. So, okay, in terms of news, so I'll post links in the description. For Tesla, Elon Musk was saying the Model 3 productions were set to hit the targets, and so that drove the stock up a lot. With Boeing, they secured a $25 million deal with the Navy, and I'll briefly kind of read. I'll briefly read the article that mentions it, and I'll post a link in the description. But they for procuring the advanced airborne sensor, peculiar support equipment to support the U.S. Navy's P-8A Poseidon maritime surveillance aircraft. This stuff is all over my head. I don't really follow Boeing. I just know they're a pretty solid company. So the details are in that article. I'll put a link in the description for that. But let's just go to the next day so we can just keep this video going. Now the next day, stocks were pretty mixed. Definitely not as good as the day before. But the NASDAQ or the Dow did finish up 95 points to close, and the NASDAQ went down. So the Dow had a good day, but the NASDAQ did not. In terms, we'd also, again, no trades for that day. Take-Two and Home Depot, just for looking at the widget, were some of the good ones that went up. But yeah, so our biggest biggest winners, we had, now today this day we lost money, so not a lot of winners. So you can see on our very first page, we had Home Depot, our Home Depot calls went up 9%, so that's pretty solid for one day. Not complaining about that. Our GM calls went up 21%, but they're so cheap. You see, we only went up $100 despite that huge gain. So not a lot of good stuff going on there. On the second page, AT&T stock went up 1%. Our Twitter calls went up 7.5%, but that's pretty much it. So I'm going to briefly post the other pages so you can kind of see. That Redfin one is probably inaccurate. That 57%, that one's probably not right. So these middle pages I don't really mess with. Let's focus on the last 3 pages. So here's the third to the last page. You can see a lot of no changes. So let's go to the next page after that. We have, okay, we're starting to get a little worse here. We had Square and Boeing. Even though Boeing went up yesterday, but this day it went up, or went down, so not good for them. Now let's go to the last page to see our biggest losers were, actually we didn't have crazy, Alibaba was definitely our worst loser for today, going down 11%, but Align actually went up despite the widget, or the stock app had it on the last page as going down, but it actually went up 9%, so that was actually a really good one for today. But as you can see on the screen, the rest of them didn't do so well. Now with Alibaba, I did want to mention an article that I read about them. Even though they went down on this day, this article says Alibaba's AI program to aid its growth in agriculture. So that's a very interesting little article here. I'll post it. It's from Zacks.com, and I will post a link to that one, but it just talks about, they're using AI to kind of help the farmers in China and to be more efficient in general, which is really awesome. I think that's a really smart move, because you really do want to be more efficient when it comes to that. And I still like Alibaba personally, even though they didn't do well that day. But that's pretty much it. So I'm trying to see if I left anything out. Mainly Tesla. Oh, in terms of market news, it was mainly like people uncertainty again with the G7 summit coming up on Friday. So, with the uncertainty, the stocks kind of go different directions. And so that's pretty much what happened on June 7th. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully this video was shorter, and I'm going to try to keep doing this so that I can get through these videos and catch up as fast as possible. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll just talk to you in the next one.